Pastor Paula White, the chair of President Donald Trump's Evangelical Advisory Board. Big, long, lengthy sigh on that one there, the fact that he has to have that. Defended Trump's child separation policy earlier this week.
Of course.
And this has been a long fucking week, people, let me tell you, because this is like Monday news that I'm reading here. And we normally don't do Monday news. However, this is an item that we had to bring up because it was really funny, because she claimed that Jesus did not live in Egypt illegally, and that he would have not been our Messiah if he had broken the law.
Oh.
Which is great, because, and I'm going to continue the article here, it came from TalkingPointsMemo.com. After gushing over how, quote-unquote, amazing the child detention center she visited was, Paula White addressed immigration advocates' point that Jesus himself was a refugee. Yes, he did live in Egypt for 3.5 years, the televangelist told CBN News, but it was not illegal. If he had broken the law, then he would have been sinful, and he would not have been our Messiah, White added.
One, Jesus was a man, therefore he was capable of sin. That was a thing. Two, he was a rebel. That was his whole thing. He was crucified for being a criminal, a political criminal.
Yeah, and that's the next line that I have here. It says, in fact, Jesus was famously crucified, specifically for breaking the law by claiming to be the Son of God. Before that, he was persecuted by religious leaders and the Romans by violating laws like resting on the Sabbath. So, Paula White needs to read her Bible a little bit closer.
She does not have a theological degree, actually.
Oh, really?
Are we surprised? No, is that surprising at all?
Oh, that's right. It says right here. Reverend Dr. Chuck Curie on July 11th said, where did she get her theological education? Oh, she didn't. Her highest degree is a high school diploma.
Ooh.
Burn.
Well, no, I mean, that even should... That should.
I mean, me too. I mean, me too, but also, I know more about the life of Jesus.
It's not hard. It's one book.
No,
Reading
it's
is hard. Reading is so
it's four
hard.
gospels.
To be fair, that book is boring as fuck.
There's not enough
book
pictures.
Sucks. The book sucks, but so does the fucking Scarlet Letter, and I read that. So,
same thing with the Crucible. I hated the Crucible. I didn't like that one at all.
I co-directed that play in high school.
I liked the Grapes of Wrath.
I was supposed to be in it, and then I got grounded, and I wasn't allowed to be in it, and then my mom took it back, and then I couldn't get my part back. That's a real story.
Oh.
I know, it's really sad.
So, let's see. Several Christian leaders weren't having it with White's take, and this is a Reverend Dr. Barber here that it says here, at Rev Dr. Barber. It says here, Jesus was a refugee and did break the law. He was crucified as a felon under Roman law. Christian nationalists like Paula White are enabling injustice with biblical interpretations that echo #slaveholder religion.
Oh.
Yeah. And then see James Martin.
I don't want to like him.
I'm siding with I've said this. I'm siding with the Muslims a lot more. I will side with Christians that are fucking right about social political issues.
No, he's absolutely fucking right. Yeah.
Let's see. A guy by the name of James Martin said, no, period. Jesus broke the laws, both religious and civic, several times.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons he was crucified. He healed on the Sabbath, permitted his disciples to pluck grain, and had contact with the unclean, and so on.
Right.
Plus, he was indeed a refugee.
Right. It boggles. Do they think the Romans just crucified him for no reason?
They didn't like him. This is what the Christians would have you believe.
That's not a reason that they don't. They might be Romans, but they weren't.
Okay, so back when I was a kid, this was actually the explanation I got is, and this isn't it. Not even in the Bible is this claimed what it was, but this is the Catholic school, definitely not theologian, like people who understand their theology at all, what they taught me, but they were like, the Romans said that since he said he was the Son of God, that usurped the emperor's power, and they couldn't have that. And I was like,
Wasn't it the Pharisees that had the problem with him?
It was the
That's
Pharisees.
really what it was.
It was the Pharisees, but also he was a political dissident in that he rejected the power of Rome, not because he was the son of God, but just because
he's like, why should you be ruled by some nation from far away?
Yeah.
I thought it was because he wore socks with sandals.
You know what?
Ooh. I may wear cargo shorts, but I will fucking mock anybody that wears socks with slides or socks with sandals.
Have you seen this shit? Crocs just released high-heeled Crocs, and I can't handle reality.
That shit. No.
God damn it, I love this show.
I am protesting. I am making a sign tonight. That's it. Fuck that shit. No. Heeled Crocs? No. If I see anybody wearing heeled Crocs, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal them off your fucking feet, and I'm going to run down the street. That's what I'm going to do.
And then we're going to burn them.
No.
And then we're going to burn them in effigy.
I just
can't imagine the sound that those would make walking down the street.
Well, it would be like a clunk, clunk, clunk because they're not real fucking heels.
It would be a clunk. Especially if you wore them in the summer, it would be a clunk followed by this like wet rubber sweaty foot sound.
You know when like Shrek was walking through the swamp?
Yeah.
That is the fucking Croc walking sound.
Yeah.
Every day of my life, I think of Shrek walking through the swamp.
Right. You want to wear those around the house?
Every day of my life is Shrek
outside.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
No.